I say good evening, Bethel. Good evening, Bethel. Egypt Junction. Let me invite you to stand as we begin this evening with our normal proceedings as we observe our national anthem. I'll ask the DJ to cue it up. Standing as I invite Miss Eva to open us with a word of prayer.
PNM family, good evening. The last time that mistake I make a good thing for us today. Anybody remember it? But I will make sure I'll make it tonight. In Jesus' name. Listen, we're going to sing a song. Hold all your hands. Hold your hands together. We are in this thing together. Join our hands and we will sing. Bind us together, Lord. Bind us together with cords that cannot be broken. Bind us together, Lord. Bind us together, Lord, bind us together with love. Eternal God and Heavenly Father, you said this is the day that you have made, and you said let us rejoice and be glad in it. We are here in Bethlehem Junction. God, you know I don't like to call this name Egypt, because this is a bondage place. Egypt is a bondage place. But Bethlehem is the house of God. And we are here together in the mighty name of Jesus. In this together for your young one, your son Sterling, oh God, as he gave himself, oh God, to represent the people of Bethel. In the name of Jesus. And Father God, I pray and ask that you give him the opportunity, oh God, as you have called him. Father God, thank you. Thank you for Sterling. Cover him under your blood in the mighty name of Jesus. I come against the attack of all the enemy that rises up against him, and I rise up against the people of the People's National Movement. The People's National Movement, oh God. This is an election season. And oh God, I pray and ask for peace. Perfect peace in the mighty name of Jesus. And for this, oh God, I ask that you, oh God, in the mighty name of Jesus, reach down, oh God, in the mighty name of Jesus, and touch your people of Tobago. In the mighty name of Jesus, you said, no man that warreth entangleth against the yoke of bondage. And this is an election, oh God. We are not, oh God, warring against ourselves. We come against the plan of the enemy. We pull down the enemy's stronghold in the name of Jesus. In every party that represents this election, oh God. We are not selfish in the mighty name of Jesus at this time, oh God. Because we know in the mighty name of Jesus, you are a God and you are a good God. And you give it more grace when the burdens go greater. You send it more strength while the labors increase. To added affliction, oh God. Oh God, in the mighty name of Jesus. You added your mercy. To multiply trials, you multiply peace. We are asking, oh God, tonight for your peace, perfect peace. In this Bethlehem junction, cover each and every one of us under your blood. And Father God, we ask that you just have your way. In the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. And everybody said, thank you, God, for doing it.
Thank you very much, Miss Leva. Mr. DJ, give me our theme song. I want to see all our flag bearers. All our flag bearers. I want to see some flags in the air.
From the to Crown Point Show, Tobago rising even more. We took the test, now we're coming back with our very best. We built the schools, the roads, the ground. In every village, progress found. We learned, we grew, we took a stand. Now we're moving with a brand new plan. Put Tobago first again. Progress starts again. From Roxborough to Scarborough, we're building back our tomorrow.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are in the community of Bethel this evening. Let them hear us. We are a people of love. We are not a people of warfare. We are not a people of confrontation. And before we get into the meeting tonight, I want to address a matter. There is an old proverb that says, they call it the heathen proverb, that whom the gods wish to destroy, they first make mad. We have a young lady running up and down in Lekoto Golden Lane who name rhyme with Snack It. She pulling down every PNM flag that she come across. She looking for confrontation. She harassing people. She have people looking for fight with people. But I want to send a message for them tonight. When they go low, we will go. When they go low, we will go. Because we are all God's children. We're not taking them on. They're looking for confrontation. And you see, they have to do that now because they have no message. They have no message to give to the people. They have no plans to defend. They have nothing that they have presented Tobago with over the last 48 months. And so now that they realize that they have nothing to offer, they are looking for confrontation. But again, every time they go low, we will go. Every time they go low, we will go. And this evening, as we begin to take us to the first level of height that we're going to go to, is a candidate who we have been hearing on the platform, a young man who has been blazing the trail, not only in the campaign, but he has served in the Tobago House of Assembly with distinction. Somebody say distinction. And here we have him tonight to continue bringing the message of putting Tobago first. Again, join with me as we begin this evening's meeting, as we welcome Mr. 𝐂𝐎
𝐿𝐴 Glory be to God. I love you, Lord. All your mercy never failed me. All my days I've been held in your hands. From the moment that I wake up until I lay my head,
Alright then, Father God, show me my friends, please. Because we don't know all the enemies. I the one them will stand right beside you. And wanna soak you like them a lead. So me ask God to protect me head in the streets at night. And all of me enemies, yes, Father God, please shine them a light. Oh, Father God, yeah. So guide me from them bad mind people. The ones them way I promise even. Take them away, yeah. Away, yeah. Alright, them boy they don't like me. Them wants to be dead, so we know them a fight me. Them boy they don't rate me, so we know them a vex me. Them gal wanna date me. Now for them don't like I. Them want to see we don't, they don't want to be sky high. But Father God guide I. And up for them, they love me, don't be smile.
He that dwelleth in the secret place of the Most High shall abide under the shadow of the Almighty. I will say of the Lord, He is my refuge and my fortress. My God, in Him will I trust. Surely He shall deliver thee from the snare of the fowler and from the noisome pestilence. He shall cover thee with His feathers, and under His wings shall thou trust. His truth shall be thy shield and thy buckler. Thou shalt not be afraid for the terror by night, nor the arrow that flieth by day, nor the pestilence that walketh in darkness, nor, and I want you to pay attention to this line, nor for the destruction, nor for the destruction, nor for the destruction that wasteth at noonday. PNM people, Red Crusade, children of God, good night. I say good night. Let me say good night first and foremost again to our political leader, Mr. Ansel K. Dennis, our minority leader, Mr. Kelvin Morris, our standard bearer in the area, Mr. Sterling Timothy, and all of you beautiful people in red tonight. How you all feeling? Make some noise for me tonight. You see, I had to read Psalm 91 for them because I realized after Plymouth, like they're going crazy, like they want to mash up the place. Now they want to destroy the destruction that walketh at noonday. We don't have to worry about that because we abide under the shadow of the Almighty. Bethel, I come tonight with a message. I come tonight, Bethel, with a message. Because you see, they're scared now. Because they want to tear us down. They thought that the Balizé was dead. They thought that the PNM was dead. They thought that the PNM was extinct in Tobago. But I have news for them tonight. And I want you all to shout it now tonight. The PNM, we read and we. The PNM, we read and we. You see, they've been trolling on Facebook. They've been sneaking in corners and hiding to see who come into the meetings. But you see, Tobago people are a proud set of people. Tobago people refuse to back down. Tobago people stand on all 10 toes on principle. Tobago people don't like advantage thing. Tobago people don't like wicked thing. Tobago people don't like when you kick a man. Don't kick a man. Don't try to show off yourself and play advantages because you're in office. PNM people, I said it before, I am very sure every last one of you here tonight and the ones looking at us on YouTube or Facebook or the ones who will be looking later on to see what we say because they're watching. Because like whenever I talk, press release does come out. So let us get start ready to write press release from now. Because tonight the fire can't done. The fire can't cool. You see the throw in the river. They throw and they thought we would have drunk, but man a good swimmer. They throw in the fire, but the fire can't burn. The fire just cool. You see the accustomed advantage in Tobagonians. For 4 years, 48 months, they victimized Tobagonians. For 4 years, 48 months, they take advantage of Tobagonians. For 4 years, 48 months, they neglected Tobagonians. For 4 years, 48 months, they put Tobagonians last. For 4 years, 48 months, they try to take Tobagonians for fools. For 4 years, 48 months, they run up and down the place like it's kings and queens. But birds that fly high must come down. And you see, on January the 12th, it don't matter if you pull down with flag. It don't matter if you throw away on Facebook. It don't matter if you tear up with jersey. It don't matter if you give out hamper. It don't matter if you give out bicycle. On January the 12th, the people of Tobago shall speak and speak loudly. They shall bring the fire to them. On January the 12th, we're going to ram the X by the Balizé.
Hear them.
Bethel people, and I have a message for Bethel people. One of your very own, Sterling Timothy, born here, bred here, went to school here. He must get run out of the shop here. He buy milk and pampers here. One of your very own is coming to you, Bethel people. Somebody who knows your struggles. Somebody who knows your pains. Somebody who was there with you from the very beginning. No just come thing. Always right here with you. He will be here with you again on January the 12th. He will be here with you on January the 13th, 2026. On January the 13th, 2027. January the 13th, 2028. And January the 13th, 2029. Going down the road. Because that is a man from Yard. So when you see the blue people come, Sharon sing a song for them. Sharon said to run them, but I prefer what Sterling say. When the blue people come and ask for the vote, tell them to. Tell them to.
You dig.
You see, I see that like to show videos now. Man want to show that he not wearing Rolex. No problem to that. But show us the video of all the corrupt things that you have done. Show us the videos of all the backroom deals. Show us the video. Imagine they say that the building in Smithfield is for uptown fascinators. They say it's a private thing. Somehow blueprint launch inside the building. No pan and beat inside the building yet, and the up and down inside the building. If you pass tonight by the food hub, after the wine up and down inside the place, the uptown fascinators still practicing outside of the pan theater. Wow. Imagine that. Imagine that. They think we could fall for the mama guy all the time. They think we could fall for the trickery all the time. But we're making you out tonight. You see, last night or the night before, I can't keep up with the lies anymore. Because when the Lion King came to the people of Tobago, he said he was going to create jobs for everybody. Instead, he gave 10 on, 10 off. But I want to make something lucidly clear. I want to ensure Tobagonians understand I ain't not fighting on anybody that eating our food. I ain't fighting on brothers and sisters. If they come to you and they want to hand out a hamper, take it. If they want to give you a bicycle, take it. It don't matter if they want to give you a food card all of a sudden, take it. Because they starved Tobagonians for the last 48 months. But what they're refusing to tell you is that the people who are working 10 on, 10 off are working for less than. I want all to understand, because you all know I was in the division of infrastructure. So I can tell you that there is a an agreement called the Joint Negotiated Agreement with the NUGFW. That's the Union for Daily Rated Workers. And it outlines the pay conditions, it outlines the working conditions, the time that you have to work, how you have to work, what you need to get to work. And the 10-on, 10-off people are not covered under that. As a matter of fact, they are paid less than that. It means that they get no NIS. It means that they get no sick leave. It means that they have no maternity leave. It means that you're not accumulating any kind of service. It means that when you retire, you get no benefits. They're trying to keep Tobagonians going hand to mouth. But on January 12th, we will tell them no more. On January 12th, we will tell them no more. On January 12th, we would show them what we're made of. Because when Ansel came and showed us exactly how the PNM is created 7,000 jobs, they laugh. But then they run and they start to use ChatGPT and say, make me a plan better than the big, bold, red plan. But they failed and failed miserably. Because I came to you and I said that CPEP jobs are in danger, that URP jobs are in danger. All of a sudden, they run and they give CPEP a $500,000 appreciation, $500 appreciation voucher. All of a sudden, after 48 months, after 4 long years, you now appreciate CPEP. If you're going to the Division of Infrastructure now, the vote to pay URP is in the red. There is no money to pay URP. Send out a next press release if I lie. Send out a next press release if I lie. There is no money. The vote is in the red. They have to go now. Monday morning, you will see them hustling to try to pull money from here and there and everywhere because they know they have to pay URP workers. And they're boasting about bus shed after bus shed. I don't mind development. As a matter of fact, any development in Tobago, I am pro-development. But don't come and boast to me and show me a brand new $5,000 Jordans and you have no food in your cupboard. Don't come to me and show me a brand new iPhone Pro Max 17, 18, 19, 20 and you can't put gas in your car. Because as we speak, the maxi taxi operators who carry children to school and have to carry your children to school on Monday morning and get paid yet. As we speak, the caterers who have to cook school feeding for the very children who have to go to school on Monday morning and get paid yet. But I could tell you who get paid. I could tell you who get paid. Because it have a Stockholm and it have a California. And if you put them together, you're going to know who is the man who get paid. Because they get paid millions of dollars as a matter of fact. And they will have to send out a next press release for this. The most expensive piece of real estate in Tobago is not in Englishman's Bay. It's not in Pigeon Point. It's not Signal Hill. It's not overlooking Mount Haven from right here in Bethel. There is a little strip of land right next to Ashworth Building. And I say, yes, it's Ashworth Building because I hear you get it back. There is a little strip of land. All I remember when they built the road to nowhere, the road had to stop because an injunction was filed because they were trespassing on the people's property. Well, the minority leader asked a question, how much money did you pay to settle for that land? Up to now, they can't answer the question, but a little birdie choked me. A little birdie whispered in my ear. They say Kwesi is the most expensive real estate in the entire of Tobago. Millions and millions, come with me, and millions 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 pay for that land. I know me say so, and the birdie will say so. A little strip of land, smaller than no man's land, And I'm going to leave Ansel to talk about no man's land because that's in the area. I'm going to leave Dominic to talk about no man's land because that's in the area. But it's more expensive than no man's land. But it don't matter because over $100 million spent to build a road. I could tell you if 𝐓𝐇𝐄 𝐍𝐈𝐆𝐇𝐄 was there, it would have been less than $30 million for that road. You see, because they're trying to make style about the work that I did, but my track record speaks for itself. From Charlottesville to Crown Point, we delivered, the P&M delivered on time, every time, and under budget. I see they're trying to talk that 𝐓𝐶 give contract to Siran Brothers. Yes, Siran Brothers got work. Trinidad Contractors Limited got work, but I could tell you how they get it. It wasn't because I called them up and tell them that a job coming the way. It's because a tender was opened. And I'm telling you exactly what happened in the case of the highway. There was a public tender. Anybody could attend. The first tender, we saw flaws in it, and they have seen the engineer in the back there, and we had to shut it down. The second tender, it is only Siran Brothers that was able to do the work, and so they got it transparent, and they came in under budget on that project. I can tell you, when I was in the Division of Infrastructure, $1,400 we paid for a ton of asphalt, $1,400. These people go on and build a road. They build one from Smithfield to Dutchford. They paid $2,700 for a ton of asphalt, almost twice the price. Tobagonians, when they ask where the 13 billion go, I could show you where they fly out, where they give it to Trinidad contractors. They gave it away. And you see the challenge that we're having now. And I want to bring this last point as I close. The challenge that we're having now, all of a sudden, we have a chief secretary named No Say. Name, I don't know if you did any Spanish. He is Mr. I don't know. Radar in the airport, I don't know. Plane landing, I don't know. Ambulance not working, I don't know. You're victimizing workers, I don't know. You're giving away all the contracts to Trinidadians, I don't know. On January the 12th, show him that Tobagonians know, and we have been paying attention.
P&M.
Because you see, very quickly, you all saw what has happened, and I'm leaving it for Ansel. In Venezuela, the radar that went down in the airport, and there's the Airport Authority Act. You can't go in the airport without the express permission of the Airport Authority. The Airport Authority is headed by a chairman. It means that in order to build anything by the airport, whether it's a foundation, whether it's a roof, whether it's a fence, the chairman of the airport have to know. It means that whenever anything happening at the airport, the chairman of the airport have to. So you're telling me that they went and put down a foundation for a radar, and the chairman, who does not sit on the National Security Council, he know. The manager in the airport in Crown Point, he know. The contractor billing the foundation for the radar, he know. The man pouring the concrete for the radar, he know. The mason doing the work, he know. The 2 airport security guards in the site, them know. The carpenter that doing the work and the steel bender that doing the work, them know. But somehow, miraculously, only Farley, only the Lion King, he don't know. He don't know. Like you take Tobagonians for fool. But I can tell you what we know. You see, if it is you didn't send that message to Saddam Hussein and tell the UNC don't back the autonomy bill, I bet you would have known. If you didn't send that message to Saddam Hussein and Tobagonians come asking you for jobs, I bet you would have known. If it is, you had signed that, let them sign that bill under Dr. Keith Rowley, and they would have given Tobago the autonomy that we wanted, and planes was coming here to land, I bet you would have known. Because the reality is, autonomy is much more than money. But you tell you, you're happy with 5%, but you turned down 6.8%. Fully done.
You dig?
Tobagonians, I will leave by saying this. We have a job to do. And the people who are here, you all have a job to do. The first job for those standing here is to go out and tell everyone in Tobago, from Charlottesville to Crown Point, from Mariah to Goodwood, whether it's Plymouth, Calder Hall, Mount Grace, you name it, especially here in Bethel. Tell the people of Tobago it is time to stand up. Tell the people of Tobago that they can no longer victimize us. Tell the people of Tobago they can no longer take us for fools. Tell the people of Tobago that we will fight. Tell the people of Tobago that we will stand up for you. Tell the people of Tobago that we will put you first again. Tell the people of Tobago that nobody will be left behind. Tell the people of Tobago on January the 12th, put the X by the Balizé so that we could come back right here, whether it is in Bethel or in Market Square, and we will see exactly why our God is great. We will see exactly why our island of Tobago is great. And we surely will see exactly why we say in the PNM, great is the PNM, great is the PNM, great is the PNM, and we all have prevailed. And thank you.
You dig?
Let's hear it for 𝐓𝐇𝐄 𝐍𝐈𝐆𝐇𝐄. Incoming assemblyman over there in Moriah. Ladies and gentlemen, this evening, we are not here to tell you why it is you need a change. And I want you to understand what I'm saying to you here tonight. We, the People's National Movement, are not here to say to you that you need a change. We are not here to say to you that your representation for the past 48 months have been a failure. We are not here to say to you that you need to get a new representative in Stirling Timothy. You know why we don't have to tell you that? Because Farley and his clueless clan already fired the one who was here before. Listen to me. They put somebody here and he failed at the job. And what did they do? They fired him. So if they fired the person that they put here, ain't it mean that they wasn't satisfied with what he did? And if they're not satisfied with it, why you must be satisfied with it? We are here to say to you, we don't have to tell you replace them. All we have to say is go with the right team. Yeah? Led by Ansel Dennis, and we have a young man here tonight who you will hear later in the meeting, we don't have no problems with him. There is a vacancy that they create. They fire the representative. So tonight, as we move on in this meeting, permit me to welcome to the platform another young man who will bring information, who will bring enlightenment, who will bring the fire. As we welcome to the podium, Lawrence, Islam.
This election coming, Tobago take warning. This election coming is a serious thing. Bali and Sessa going to make us suffer. Tobago and PNM, we have a surprise for them. You can't just Fali, leader of TPP. You can't just Fedi, she cuss everybody. You can't just Zorisha, she's just a poser. If we have to deal with them, vote for the PNM.
PNM people, good evening. PNM people, good evening. Bethlehem Junction looking good. I don't know about you, but that kind of foundation Kwesi later tonight is fire and more fire. You know, that horn real horning, boy. Listen, you know, I know why they're getting scared, you know. Maryland touch it, Kwesi touch it. They had this belief that somewhere down inside the PNM, the dead. And they had this feeling that after this election, they was going to wipe the slate clean. But the PNM, as we've said over and over again, brothers and sisters, is a resilient organization. We know what it is like to be in opposition, you know. We know what it is like to lose an election. But we also know what it is like to win an election. We also know what it is like to govern this country effectively. Because I don't know about you, but there is no other organization, no other political organization that has proven itself time and time again. The PNM knows how to run this country and run it effectively. And I see a man driving here tonight, and I know he select the car correctly, because that man understands what is PNM.
You dig?
Brothers and sisters, let me acknowledge our political leader in his absence. I know he'll be here with us shortly. I want you to make some noise for the standard bearer for this area. They call him man Big Dog. They call him man Big Dog. They call him man Sterling. They call him man Mr. Sterling Timothy. Make some noise, brothers and sisters.
PNM.
And I can tell you, if it is one person that can say without a shadow of a doubt that if you elect this man in Bethel New Grange, brothers and sisters, you have a great representative in Sterling Big Dog Timothy. I know this man.
You dig?
And I know this man personally. You might be afraid to approach him because of his size. But I can tell you, very few people in the PNM could say they're bigger than me in structure, you know. But you have a man now who just feels small when I stand up next to that is the man they call Sterling Big Dog Timothy. The minority leader who will be coming on shortly. A man who has proven himself for the last 4 years that if you need a fighter, Kelvon is your fighter. And I know at every meeting, our executive is well represented. And I know we have some executives, even executive members, councillors and so on from Trinidad. And you know, they have a problem. They have a problem with we saying we're a national party, you know. The PNM has no problem in saying it's a national party. Because we are about national development. You see, we know who our friends are. And so we could with pride say that we are a national party and we have a national political leader who is Miss Penelope Beckles. But Fali and them afraid to say they are a national party because they are a national party. And the national leader is Kamla Prasad Bisesa. Because when Kamla talk, Fali just put his tail between his leg and bow his head and say, yes, mother, I fully endorse what you are saying. That is what they call a national party. But brothers and sisters, I have a few things to say to you tonight. And one of them going to take a little while and be a little in depth. But I want to touch a little bit on this ambulance fiasco. Because it's a real thing, you know. Because I am almost sure, God forbid, somebody has an incident here tonight. God forbid we are having it, Nivea, pray hard for that. But if we have an incident here, I'm telling you for a fact, you have to wait 45 minutes for an ambulance, even if it might even come. You might as well jump in somebody's car and go to the hospital. And that is what we have passing for governance. We have a woman who has single-handedly destroyed the health sector in Tobago. And she's coming to you now as Deputy Chief Secretary, wanting another term. And you know, in the initial stages, she attempted to divorce herself from this whole ambulance issue. Minority leader asked her a question, or was it the minority councillor? Asked her a question about the procurement process for the ambulance. And the woman said the TRHA board responsible for that. Well, I want to know where the TRHA does get their money from. And who does approve contracts up to $18 million? It has to be the executive council. But the one thing I want to touch on is that this lady sat on a radio station Friday. And you know what she's telling Tobagonians? The reason why the ambulance and them are working is because we have bad diesel. That is what she's telling Tobagonians. That the reason why the ambulance and them that they buy, and according to the former MP for Tobago East, they look like ambulance coming out of an Indian movie. Yes. I remember a little boy watching Sunday evening TTT. You know that, and it's a long time I'm a little boy, eh? You know that watching Indian movie on TTT. And you see the Bollywood, no, but you didn't even know what Bollywood them time. We just know it's Indian movie. And you see some big ugly thing looking like something out of Flintstones coming to pick up people. That is the ambulance they want to get Tobago now. And then they want to turn and say, the reason why they're working is because the diesel ain't good. Well, I want to know, the amount that diesel vehicle that's on the road in Trinidad and Tobago, if they're buying diesel from somewhere else. Because if that is really the case, brothers and sisters, then it means that your technical team that did an assessment on the ambulances failed at their job. Because if by some magic the diesel is really the problem, then you should have bring something else other than that. Because you ought to know what diesel we get it. And then on top of that, brothers and sisters, they can't blame Petrochin and say Petrochin give me high sulfur diesel. Because we just get diesel imported just like all the other countries in the world. So something had to be wrong with the Secretary for Health to be trying to tell Tobagonians that they have a problem with the diesel. Why the reason why the ambulance and them now walk is because you buy stupidness. It's as simple as that. Because the one ambulance that was walking, that belonged to the TRHA, oh God, the bunks it there by the hospital. So it's more money now to pay to rent ambulance. But we're going to leave that for now. Because I want to touch on something that is even more scandalous. There is a company called 𝐓𝐻𝐇𝐄. And I want to link 𝐓𝐻𝐇𝐄 with Manta Lodge and the Chief Secretary. All you know where Manta Lodge is? How much have you been to Manta Lodge? All you carry your little girlfriend and husband and anything in Manta Lodge? When we asked questions about the procurement process for the management contract for Manta Lodge. They refuse to answer the questions in the House. And that is how this administration operates. You know. When they had things to hide, and Kelvin and them asked the question, they only deferring. Secretaries then turning up to answer the question on them. And unfortunately, the presiding officer just allowing the thing to pass. But we are the Tobagonian brothers and sisters who filed a Freedom of Information request. And in filing the Freedom of Information, instead of the people come clean and talk sense, they talk more stupidness. Because they are saying to Tobagonians, when we ask about the information concerning Manta Lodge and 𝐓𝐻𝐇𝐄, they are saying that 𝐓𝐻𝐇𝐄 is not a state entity. The law says that it's only state companies that fall under that remit. So they can't give out no information. Well, I want to know, who does appoint, who created 𝐓𝐻𝐇𝐄? The THA created 𝐓𝐻𝐇𝐄. Who appointed the board of directors of 𝐓𝐻𝐇𝐄? The THA appoints the board of directors of 𝐓𝐻𝐇𝐄. Where does 𝐓𝐻𝐇𝐄 get its money to operate? The Tobago House of Assembly. So if that not a state company, me no know where it is. Them trying to tell we that state mean the government of Trinidad and Tobago. That's what I tell Tobagonians. You know. But brothers and sisters, when they don't want to give you the information, we just get to know. And so the reality is that they sent out a request for proposals for operators for the hotel. The same way how you have Hyatt operating, functioning as an operator in Trinidad. You have Hilton functioning as an operator. The buildings that those two hotels now operate from belong to Trinidad and Tobago. They belong to the state. And so they sent out an RFP requesting that interested persons come forward and say they want to run Manta Lodge. And the deadline for the RFP, brothers and sisters, was October 6, 2023. Now I want you to pay close attention to some dates. Because the thing about the PNM is that we just give you information. When you come here, you just get a little bacchanal and a little picong, but you just get information to make an informed decision. And so two companies responded to the RFP. No names were given on the documents. They are just listed on the documents as Company A and Company B. Right? And so you have to ask yourself the question as we go down into the little discourse tonight. Why is the CEO of 𝐓𝐻𝐇𝐄 getting involved in writing letters to operators? Or why is the chief secretary himself writing letters to maybe an interested person, in getting the contract to operate the hotel? And brothers and sisters, I want to say to you that the evaluation process for the operator contract did not throw out any suitable candidate. So of Company A and Company B, none of them met the requirements as laid out by 𝐓𝐻𝐇𝐄. But you know what is supposed to happen when you send out an RFP and you do an evaluation? What is supposed to happen? If nobody meets the criteria, you're supposed to go back out. And I read in here from the evaluation document. And this is the document prepared by the evaluation committee. And so their conclusion says, brothers and sisters, neither of the two submitted proposals were successful in the evaluation. And it is based on these results, the evaluation committee agrees that the tender for the request for proposal for a hotel operator for Manta Lodge and Dive Center be concluded without result and reissued subject to necessary amendments. That's what the evaluating committee said. The evaluating committee doing the work. And we had the signature with the three people who won the committee. They did their job. Because I can tell you that if you have a passing score of 200 and one of those who answered the request only got 39 points, and they fail. And they fail. If one of your passing grade is 100 and the next one get 54, and they fail. So the evaluation committee said to the board, well, listen, the people ain't pass, so we need to go back out, which is the law. But I want to tell you what transpired, brothers and sisters. And I want the director to put up the thing on the screen. You see which one he drop in there for me first. Oh, you can see that? Right, so that one, as I said, was the RFP going out for October 6th. Mr. Director, put the next one up. This, brothers and sisters, now the RFP is dated, but the deadline for the submission is October 6th. So this one that is up on the screen is coming from the CEO of 𝐓𝐻𝐇𝐄, and it is dated October 18th. And the CEO is saying to an entity, the CEO is writing to the then chairman of the board by way of executive council mandate. Now the executive council mandates the CEO, not the chairman of the board, you know. They're sending the information directly to the CEO. And the CEO is now saying the property that is Manta Lodge and Dive Center is at present being vested in the 𝐓𝐻𝐇𝐄. In other words, they're moving the ownership. Let me let this truck man move.
Clear them.
How is your PNM? Let's do in the junction and jam up the junction. Mr. DJ, play something in the
Voting for? Who you voting for? Who you voting for? Not Farley and them. Who you voting for? Who you voting for?
Clear them.
Who you voting for?
Clear them.
Not Trevor and
You
them.
dig.
Who you voting for? Who you voting for? Who you voting for? Give that all away.
Thank you, Mr. DJ. And so, brothers and sisters, the CEO is telling the former chairman of the board that they received a mandate from the executive council that the Manta Lodge and Dive Center is now being vested in the 𝐓𝐻𝐇𝐄. And they would now have sole responsibility for the hotel. But if we want to move along, I want you to go to the next clip, Mr. Producer. Because the CEO is now writing to an entity called Ascend Collection. And is now saying to them, we would like to acknowledge receipt of your franchise application. Now this is October 25th. They are saying we want to acknowledge receipt of your franchise application. Now when the RFP went out, 2 companies responded. And we don't know who the 2 companies are. But out of the blue, Ascend Collection is now saying, or the CEO is now saying to Ascend Collection, we have received your franchise request and we want to give you a little shoe in the door. Now we're getting somewhere, and I want to show you exactly where this thing getting messy. Because on September 28th, a letter comes from the desk of the Chief Secretary. Mr. Producer, that is the last thing on the lineup. There's a letter. A letter comes from the desk of the Chief Secretary. And it is sent to Eric Estrada, Regional Vice President, Choice Hotels Limited. Transfer of Manta Lodge Hotel and Dive Center Speyside. And this is the Chief Secretary writing to a private person. And he says, the letter serves to advise that the Tobago House of Assembly is the owner of the property situated in Speyside, Tobago, which is the location of the Manta Lodge Hotel and Dive Center. In my capacity as Chief Secretary of the THA, I hereby confirm that the THA is currently in the process of transferring the title of Manta Lodge and Dive Center in the Eco-Industrial Development Company, 𝐓𝐻𝐇𝐄, of which Ms. Abina Richards is the Director and Chief Executive Officer. It is anticipated that the vesting process will be completed in short course. However, in the immediate term, please accept this correspondence as confirmation of the owner's intention to transfer the property to 𝐓𝐻𝐇𝐄 via a lease for no less than 99 years. Now you have to ask yourself the question, how is it that the Chief Secretary is seeking to insert himself in a legal procurement process that he ought not to have any business in? That is why you have a board. Is the board supposed to carry out that? You writing to an entity to say to them, this is what we're doing. In other words, don't worry. You're getting a heads up of what's going on. You're going to get preferential treatment. But the question we had to ask the Lion King, because that is what they put up. That coming soon. Coming soon. I have 4 questions so far tonight. Only 4. Was this company, the company that you're writing to, because you see they run about the place in 2021 with an envelope, say they get thing. Say it has supplying thing. Run about the place. And all you believe them. But we not know empty envelope, you know. Look the man's signature. The man's signature right there on the document. So the questions I have to ask, was this company one of the entities that responded to the RFP? We don't know. Because the evaluation document only had Company A and Company B. So we want to know if this company called Choice Hotels International, if they were one of the companies that responded. The second question, brothers and sisters, and you see I like to write down my thing for this because this is real information here. So the second question I want to ask, if this company was one of the persons that the companies that responded to the RFP, did you also share this company, this information with the other company? So if this company was Company A, if Choice Hotels was Company A, did you share this information with Company B? And vice versa. The third question is, if it was neither Company A or B, what made this entity so special that you had to give them a heads up? That you had to tell them that we're going to hand over Manta Lodge to 𝐓𝐻𝐇𝐄, bearing in mind, brothers and sisters, that the conversation was already started between 𝐓𝐻𝐇𝐄 and one of the entities. The fourth and final question. Based on the conclusion and recommendation by the evaluation team, was the process concluded without result and reissued subject to necessary amendments? Because if that is the case, brothers and sisters, we would have known it had to go out for public tender. But you see, this is what this administration is doing. It's a set under the counter operation. That is why when the man went down in the house, down in wherever he was before the general election, he said, we're going to make the decision here, but we don't want nobody to know. Don't come up and be all over the place like you were in 2013. But brothers and sisters, they're not coming up like they were in 2013, but they're here. They are here and they are operating very clandestine and seeking to get your vote. You see, Manta Lodge was purchased by the PNM with the intention to bring another hotel, a boutique hotel, into the family of hotels in Tobago. But these people have taken Manta Lodge and turned it. All right, I ain't going to say it. They have turned it into their own stomping ground. And the reality, brothers and sisters, is that they are doing it for free. Because I want to tell you, a 20-room hotel, by this time, could have been turning anywhere in the vicinity of about $25 to $30 million in profit. But when Kelvon asked the question, the hotel is in the red up to the tune of $1 million. And you want to know why? Because I have documentary evidence. I don't want to put that one on the screen. Where a particular loyalist of the TPP on the 21st of December booked out 6 rooms. 6 rooms. One loyalist. One loyalist booked out 6 rooms. And the information we have, brothers and sisters, is that they ain't pay a cent. And then on top of that, a candidate who is coming to you seeking your vote also booked a room for 2 people on the same night. All they gonna get me in trouble tonight, you know. Me have no money. All they come and pay the lawyer fee for me. One party loyalist who after he make all the bacchanal in January and December end up as chairman of our board. Oh, go Kelvin. One man make a set of bacchanal, end up the chairman of our board and behaving like if a place in front of the sea belong to he. I'm done with that. He alone booked 6 rooms on the 21st. All you know what was happening on the 21st? That is when they had the meeting up in Charville and Speyside. One man, you know, 6 rooms, and then the next candidate book a room. I ain't calling that. We're going to leave Kelvon to deal with he accordingly. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit is saying. So, brothers and sisters, I want to say to you tonight, that is what we have passing for governance. We gave them a hotel. Yes, it took some time to renovate Manta Lodge because, you know, the PNM was always prudent with its money during its tenure. And whilst we purchase properties, the same development and recurrent expenditure budget that they're claiming that they ain't getting enough of. That is what the PNM had to stretch, cut, contrive, push a little here, pull back a little here, in order to deliver to Tobagonians. And the time that the PNM was there, what we did was delivered to the people of Tobago. PNM. And so you have these jokers now. That is what you have, you know. A bunch of jokers. A bunch of jokers who are doing everything possible, brothers and sisters, to fill their pocket. And we're going to delve some more into the Manta Lodge thing as we go. And we have, how much more days we have to go? There are 9 more days to go. So as I close, brothers and sisters, I want to let each and every one of you know that whilst the crowd looks good, whilst we're looking good at meetings, January 12th is what counts, brothers and sisters. And I want to say to all those who are silently looking on at what is taking place in Tobago, January 12th, you have an opportunity to right the wrongs of December 2021. Because I'm saying to you, if you make the same decision you made in December 2021, if you think dog eating your supper now, imagine what will happen for the next 4 years under Farley and this band of bandits. Because it's them alone benefiting. It's them alone. And that is why they go in Tizik, because They realize that Tobagonians don't like ugly. Tobagonians don't like ugly. And so I want to say again, brothers and sisters, make sure you make the right decision come January 12th. All those who can't come out in your red and your flag, make sure you ready your finger come the 12th of January. Because that one they can't victimize you for. Because that is your civic duty as a citizen of Trinidad and Tobago. Go into the voting booth and for Sterling Big Dog Timothy, ram the X by the Balizé. PNM. For Karen Forbes, ram the X by the Balizé. For Harvest God, ram the X by the Balizé. For Kwesi the Beans, ram the X by the Balizé. For Brian Harris, ram the X by the Balizé. Camille Shabakos, Max Lord Roberts, Carl McEwen, every single one. PNM. And brothers and sisters, we shall make it known that great is our God. Great is Tobago. Great is the PNM. Great is the People's National Movement. And we have
come with them hype and not talk with them say and not fly around the
You
world
dig?
and not every day.
You respect that?
Come with them talk with that and them destroy the assembly when them a bring to the table. If I talk alone, we not able. Every day I go wrong, I tell fable. Them a dead horse in a race, they not able. But them a bring to the table. After you start, them not stable. Nothing a worse is to take over. Tobago and Canada second game over. December 6 people in vote with a vengeance. But they never know them a send a death sentence. Put in the team, but them say they will fix this and every target them a
PNM people. But it's like we give them the place to run and they can't run it. As I came off the platform tonight, somebody hold me in the crowd. They just get a phone call. They say somebody tell them that somebody say that in the school all the air condition units break down. The children sweating. They can't do the work properly. But they build 2 bus shed that if you pass now in Scarborough, the glass frosted, the air condition them on. These people head shaking. They cannot run this place. So on January 12th, what we go do? Vote them out. Vote them out. Vote them out. We rolling on. We waxing warmer. And tonight I want to bring to the podium a young man who for 48 months stood against this tyranny. For 48 months stood on the opposite side of a bunch of greedy thieves. For 48 months stood opposite to the people who didn't care nothing about none of we. And tonight he will stand here as the incoming, re-elected Assemblyman for Darrell Springwim. Welcome with me tonight, the minority leader, Mr. Elmore Murray.
You respect that?
To my knees and pray, yes. Come, Jesus, come. Let today be the day. Sometimes I feel like I'm gonna break, but I'm holding on to a love that won't fade. So come, Jesus, come. We've been waiting too long for the day you return to heal every hurt and right every wrong.
Bethel, good night. Egypt, good night. PNM family, good night. It seemed like I thought we were big in Wim, but then I went to Plymouth and I thought Plymouth was big. But Bethel, you're large and you're in charge.
PNM. PNM.
Brothers and sisters, permit me to start in a different kind of way tonight. Of course, the People's National Movement Tobago Council was formed in 1998. And since then, we have had the leadership of 4 outstanding Tobagonians. And I want to salute each and every one of them tonight, starting with the Venerable Orville Delano London. Then we had the visionary leadership of one Mr. Kelvin Charles. And then he passed the baton on to the hard-working Tracy Davidson Celestine. And of course, she passed the baton on to one young, bright, brilliant young man from Buku Mount Pleasant, Brother Ansel K. Dennis, who will be the next Chief Secretary of the Tobago House of Assembly.
You respect that?
PNM.
And in this beautiful village of Bethel, coming right here from this community of Egypt, you have gifted us with a brilliant young man, a brave young man, a straight-talking young man, a real young man, in no other than Sterling Big Dog Timothy, and the next area representative for this electoral district.
PNM.
The Ride-Out King. Big, 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 big dog. Let me also recognize all our other candidates. Of course, you would have heard Kwesi, who spoke before, and all the standard bearers of the People's National Movement. Permit me to also recognize in our midst members of the executive of the People's National Movement, both here in Tobago and our counterparts in Trinidad at the national level. PNM family all, Bethel people, Tobago people, good night. So I would continue from where Lawrence left off. But you see, I want to touch and I want to talk to the young people of Tobago tonight. Because you see, it was the People's National Movement recognizing that the gateway to a better life is through education, would have introduced a life-changing policy that has impacted and influenced the lives of many of us coming from the era of 2000 and beyond. Because under the late Patrick Augustus Mervyn Manning, he decided that no longer should we be restricted in terms of pursuing tertiary education because of our economic circumstances. And he introduced something called GATE. And GATE opened up the platform, the driveway, and the horizon of opportunity for poor black people like all of us. Because before then, many of us had the potential, but we could not fulfill that potential because our parents just could not afford it. And therefore, many of us since then, as young Tobagonians, we go to school, whether we go to university in Trinidad at UWI, or we may go to Barbados, or we may go to Jamaica. And if you're like me, you probably may have studied abroad in the US or England or even Grenada. And when you do that, We know the sacrifices that come with that. Your parents, sometimes many of them have to go and take out loans to help supplement and support your studies. You yourselves might have to turn and work part-time jobs to be able to pay your rent. And after you make all those sacrifices, as a Tobagonian, many of you, like myself, would want to return to come back to make a contribution to the development of your island. And I know for many of you, it has been extremely difficult over the last 4 years. Returning with your bachelor's degree, returning with your master's degree. Many of you have returned with your PhD, and you just can't find a work in Tobago. Because you see, under this administration, if you're in blue, you're dead. And that is how they have been operating. You heard them with AudioGate. You have to be prepared to spread propaganda to get proper work. And tonight, for many of you who have studied hard, I want to show you how the TPP has betrayed your trust. Because you see, they opened up a new division when they wanted to appease Watson Duke. And you will remember they created something called the Office of the Deputy Chief Secretary. And in that Office of the Deputy Chief Secretary, brothers and sisters, they hired some workers. And I want to share with you, in a period of only 2 years, they spent on salaries and 2 offices over $13 million. And in those 2 years, to rent an office in Trinidad that they never used, they spent $2 million on a building that no one has ever entered. More than that, for that same building, they paid security to one of their favorite security friends from Trinidad, $1.8 million. And in Tobago, they also was renting a building for $2.1 million and paying security for $3.3 million. But more than that, they were paying people salaries up to a senior technical advisor, $33 million. They had 2 technical advisors. One was receiving a salary of $31,000. The other $25,000. The other director of energy, I don't know what type of energy they were mining, but they were paying that person $29,000. The other director of diaspora relations, I don't know who they were talking to, but that person was receiving $21,000 a month. Director of Foreign Direct Investment. I look around Tobago and I'm still waiting to see what foreign direct investment ever came. But that person also was getting $21,000. But here the one that hurt me the most, knowing that so many young Tobagonians go abroad, come back. Some of them are relegated to working at the gas station. Some of them getting paid $6,000 and $7,000 even with a master's. And somebody with only 2 subjects in this current position of office support coordinator, with the holder of only 2 CXC subjects, you know what they were paying that person? $16,433. And you young Tobagonian who went out, study hard, because as our parents just tell us, study your book, go away, come back, and you'll get a good salary. You suffering for the last 4 years, but somebody with only 2 CXC subjects, because they're supporting the TPP, because they're willing to spread propaganda, they were being paid $16,000. So young people, under Ansel Dennis, we are saying we have a role for you. You have a role to play in the development of Tobago. And we are calling on each and every one of you to rally your troops, to get on board with the PNM, to come on board. And when the TPP come to you, you must tell Farley and the crew, all you had all your chance, all you had all your way, and it is time for you to do like what Big Dog Timothy say. It is time for you to ride out.
You dig, you dig, you dig, you dig, you dig.
And you will hear Kwesi talk about the ambulance. And I spoke about it last night as well. And I am telling you, fellow Tobagonians, that is the greatest form of corruption that has ever passed. And I'm warning you now, because I understand, to save optics, because up to this time, that procurement went in 2023. We are now in 2026. We have paid $18 million for that ambulance. And on top of that, we have paid $10 million in leasing ambulance service, because the ambulance is unfit for use and they have not been able to use it for the last 3 years. But I understand they are trying to put 4 in service before the elections. And I want to warn all the Tobagonians, even if you're sick and you're ready to dead, don't go in them ambulance, because I have for you a report that explains, coming from the technical people at the TRHA, about the kind of defects of that ambulance, and I'll share with you some of them. Blue lights at the side of the bonnet, non-existent. Wiper motor moving slowly, so if it rain, driver can't see. It don't have no air horn. Seat belts not retracting. Handbrakes to adjust. Hump below the gas pedal making driver foot uncomfortable. No access to spare tire. Wrong type of jack. Stretcher to remove and put in new stretcher. Handle to climb up by the side door, need to replace. Reverse buzzer sticking. No visible airbags for if it crashed, to save the driver's life. Hear this one. Imagine if you're going down Charlottesville Hill. The clutch pedal sticking. All you're dead.
You dig, you dig, you dig.
That 1.5 old bus paid for by your taxpayers' money under the ambit of Faith and Chrislin. They'll have no, the vehicle is overheating. AC in driver cabin not working properly. Brothers and sisters, we paid $1.5 million to that, you know. That ain't no little bit of money, you know. We are the option. The Nissan that working in Trinidad, imagine the vehicle that we actually leasing is one that we had as an option for only $700,000. We have since paid $10 million in lease. Just think about it. We could have buy 10 of those very ambulance we're leasing, and we'll have still a $3 million change. And if this is not the reason, if it's one reason you need to tell Faith, Kristen, Farley, and Darren Henry right here in Bethel, you see the ambulance? That kind of wicked, thieving nastiness all you do to it? It's time for you to pack up all your things and just ride out of here.
You dig, you dig, you dig, you dig.
But I was, you know, and that is the disrespect to the people of Bethel. Because imagine, I want to know, 10 people came in front of the screening committee. 9 of them from Bethel, 1 from outside of Bethel, and you telling me it ain't no out of that 9 you can't find 1 of them that good enough to represent you, the people of Bethel? Well, we did one better. We give you the best of what Bethel has to offer in Sterling, Big Dog, Timothy. And I said whether you're red, you're blue, you're black or you're white, the only candidate of choice in Bethel is Sterling, Big Dog, Timothy. Because Bethel, like every Tobagonian, we don't take disrespect. And what Farley has just done to you all here in Bethel, that is the biggest sign of disrespect. And it's time you tell Farley, right out.
You dig, you dig, you dig.
But you see, as I close, and you know, our slogan is putting Tobago first again. Because you see, for the last 4 years, Tobago has been placed last in every form, style, and fashion. And you see, especially that development money that has come to Tobago was supposed to stay and circulate here so the young fellas on the block could get a little work. So you, the little contractor, could get a little end to feed your family. And you see that money that they take and send back to Trinidad, when they get it in one hand, they take it and send it back. I want you to understand that they too understand what they're doing, because there was a man who explained the debilitating effects, the disastrous effects of when you take Tobagonians' budget allocation and spirit it away. And I want him to explain to all tonight. So I call in Pothole Trevor to explain to all you how this does affect the Tobago economy. Let me listen to Pothole Trevor. Mr. Producer.
You're not producing any construction material. Every piece of material that you purchase, whether it's from a Tobago hardware or not, is building an economy somewhere else. It's not multiplying here.
Right.
It's not multiplied from that spend, even if you purchase it through a Tobago hardware. It's just the markup they put on. And if you could calculate that as an economist would, when the worker spends that salary, when the businessman reinvests that part of that profit, the economist will tell you that the worker is going to spend on basic necessities first, food, housing, shelter, food, clothing, shelter. And all of that is being produced somewhere else as well. So the economy of Tobago don't benefit from that. When you have a foreign contractor, foreign in this sense, meaning non-Tobago contractor, then the labor, the money you pay in labor, benefits another economy as well. And if it were a non-Tobago contractor, then the management, the money you pay to manage the project, benefits somewhere else as well. So, and so you go along that line, and of course the profit is spirited away. So you end up spending $1 billion and the economy doesn't change in Tobago. And that to me is where the problem is. When you have a strategic intent, because by now that is what it is. It is not lack of capacity or anything like that. After 20 years, you can't argue that. When you have a strategic intent to procure construction services outside of Tobago, then your strategic intent is to build another territory, in this case, Trinidad.
Brothers and sisters, this is not Kelvin words, This is the very same Trevor James, under whose watch $100 million in contract was given to a company called California Stucco. So I want to ask Pothole Trevor tonight, when you took that decision to give California Stucco $100 million, who interests was you serving? What was your strategic intention? And whose island were you building at that time? Who were you developing when you decided to give a company from outside Tobago $100 million? And when they decided to give them another $19 million to build the Smithfield to Dutchford Connector Road, who were you building then? And when you also give another company $165 million to build houses that is not from Tobago, who were you building then? So brothers and sisters, and when you took our $300 million in development and you gifted it to Trinidad contractors, what was your strategic intention? And therefore, brothers and sisters, when we say putting Tobago first again, you have it right there where Trevor explained to you the effects of when Tobago is placed last, when Tobago is placed on the back burner. And we have seen what they have done. And you have to ask yourself the question, if they so understand the consequences of those actions, then why would you come back and do the very same thing you just criticized there? That was Trevor before you wanted the work, trying to impress upon Tobagonians the importance of the money circulating in Tobago. But as soon as he get the work, you know what he turn around and do? Send all the money outside. So Trevor, you had a good time. But it's time we do like Big Dog Sterling and tell Trevor and the rest of them, all your time up, and it's time for all you to ride out.
You dig, you dig, you dig, you dig.
So Bethel, we looking good. We sounding good. We talked to all you about that military raider, and now the chickens, they are coming home to roost. And all I will simply say to every Tobagonian and Trinidad and Tobagonian is all we can do now is put our hands together and pray to our God. Because at this point, it is out of our hands. But this is the result of the reckless actions of Kamla Persad Bissessa and her puppet, Mr. Farley Chavez Augustine. And therefore, as I said, we'll say no more on that except that to encourage each and every one of us now to pray. But while you pray, you also have an opportunity here in Tobago to express your dissatisfaction with Farley and Kamla. And you are to come out in your numbers and vote resoundingly for Big Dog Sterling Timothy here in Bethel. Vote for Petal Benoit in Scarborough. Vote for Kwesi in Mason Hall. Carl McEwen in Glamorgan. Maxlon Roberts in Charlottesville. Plymouth Goodwood Kamisha. Down in Plymouth. And Bethel's we want Akil Guy. Plymouth Karen Forbes. Signal Hill. Mr. Brian Harris. Lambo and all they like Colberry and we like Harvest. We voting for Harvest God. Down in Canaan Bonaccord, we voting for Dominic Kerr. And I hear in Wim, they say we sharing licks, and call it. And of course,
You dig.
we have a special piece of licking for traitors. Because you see in this island called Tobago, we don't like Judas. We just deal with Judas differently. So Buku Mount Pleasant is licks. PNM licks. And brothers and sisters, on that great night of January the 12th, when PNM has reclaimed the Tobago House of Assembly, we will all sing and shout triumphantly, great is our God, great is Tobago, and great is the PNM, and we shall prevail.
Vote for the Balize, vote for the Balize, vote for the Balize, move them out the way. Vote for the Balize, vote for the Balize, vote for the Balize, move them out the way. This election coming, Tobago take one. This election coming, is a serious thing. Bali and Sessa going to make us suffer. Tobago and PNM, we have a surprise for them. You can't trust Bali, leader of TPP. You can't trust Fabi, she cuss everybody. You can't trust Zorisha, she's just a poser. If we have to deal with them, vote for the PNM. Who you voting for? Who you voting for? Who you voting for? Not Farley and them. Who you voting for? Who you voting for? Who you voting for? Not Trevor and them. Who you voting for? Who you voting for? Who you voting for? Keep that out the way. Some party financiers think they have the answers by flashing big money, thinking they could buy me. They will do anything, even vote a party. We will not surrender. Tobago in danger.
Better! We sending a message loud and clear to them tonight. We don't want to tell you. We fed up of the lies. We fed up of the lack of delivery. So take all your candidates and ride out. Take all your promises and ride out. Take all you do, all your recommission and ride out.
You dig?
Ladies and gentlemen, and I know Bethel is a very, very religious community. In the book of Matthew chapter 7, the Bible tells us that we have to be careful. We have to be aware of those who will come to us as wolves in sheep clothing. We have a new name for it these days. We just call it a rebrand. Let me tell you something. Did it start off in black and green? And then they went clear because they say they're independent. And they went clear because of deceitfulness and wickedness. It naturally in the heart. And then they came to us in a color that they say that is them own. But it was just a rebrand. Beware of wolves in sheep clothing. Because the People's National Movement, we don't need a rebrand. Because when we was red when we start, we was red when we get independence. We was red. It had no way for you to miss when the PNM come in. And that is why we sing, whoa, PNM coming. Because we did not need a rebrand, ladies and gentlemen. And so anyone that is rebranding for you is aligned to wolves in sheep clothing. Bethel, prepare this evening to receive your son. I say, Bethel, prepare to receive your son. But he ain't no little boy. He grown up now. The real big dog. Let's hear it. For stolen. For stolen. For stolen. For stolen. Yeah. Come big dog.
Not in your end. After we vote in PNM, we vote in PNM, we vote in PNM. We ready till we dead. And that's what I said. So we fell up on the broken promises what them give to we. And we want change and that them pussy. We try them blues and them hypocrisy. Them chain way down sorry them pussy.
This is the voice of the People's National Movement. Better new grade. It's we time. New mission. It's a new wave. A new season. Red Army. Rise up and stamp it.
So we vote in PNM, we vote in PNM, we vote in PNM. We ready till we dead. Get that in your head. So we vote in PNM, we vote in PNM, we vote in PNM. We ready till we dead. what I said. So we feel nobody voting PNM. So we voting PNM. We voting PNM. So we voting PNM.
Egypt Junction. Good evening. Bethel New Grange. Good evening. Susulance, Kiambe, Riceland, Tobago, Red Army, Red Army,
PNM,
Red Army,
PNM.
You dig?
Good evening. Permit me, Richie, for never rich. Permit me to recognize the political leader of the Tobago Council, Mr. Ansel K. Dennis. Minority leader, Mr. Kelvin Morris. 15 candidates standing strong in our midst. Those who are here tonight, recognize them. All PNM Council members, board members, party lovers, Tobago people, good evening. Before I start this evening, I have an extra special mission. Today is my mom's birthday.
Happy birthday.
Tasha Plantation. It's your birthday, baby. Hey, mommy, with the pretty little body, when you hurt somebody when you whine. You got the thing down there, where the sun don't shine. Hey, mommy, with the pretty little figure, say you want 6 figure for the wine. You know me got it, sign the check, baby, but I want it for life. Oh, 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 oh. Can't let you go. Oh, 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 oh. Girl, wine it slow. Oh, 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 oh.
Happy birthday to you.
Tasha Plantation. It's your birthday, baby.
Happy birthday to you.
Tasha Plantation. It's your birthday, baby.
She tell me make sure I'm big shape, cause I ain't too big to get licked. So I make sure I start off correct. PNM people in Egypt this evening, all of feeling the energy. All of realize we only a week away, right? And we're lining up. We're heading head on into victory. No retreat, PNM. No retreat. It's time. The time is now. We're building momentum and we're moving forward because the time is now. Standing before you this evening is not just a pleasure, it's history. A dream that's about to turn into a reality. I stand before you, ready to lead, ready to serve, ready to fight for your future, a better tomorrow. My name is still Timothy, better known to you as Big Dog. I was born into humble upbringings, and we did not have much growing up, which I'm glad for, because it made me remain humble and contented. I'm Bethel born and Bethel raised. I will say it again, I'm Bethel born. I'm Bethel raised. It's in my DNA. That's why I'm so excited, poised, and ready to serve the people of Bethel New Grange for the next 4 years.
You dig?
Being a young person growing up in this area, I understand the challenge of being placed under a stigma and having to fight through it, which left me with the never give up attitude I show today. I'm a leader grounded in honesty, respect, and strong community values. I am a youth driven and actively involved in uplifting and supporting community initiatives. As a youth leader, I connect with our youths, earn their trust and confidence in my ability to positively transform their lives. I am equally respected by our senior citizens because I lead with genuine love, humility, and deep respect for their wisdom and legacy. Senior citizens play a crucial role in our lives, and they deserve our respect, care, and appreciation. That's why initiatives such as mobile health and medical access support, home visits, wellness checks, and community senior citizens day will be implemented under Big Dog watch. I want to congratulate the Village Council on reviving Bethel heritage through its vital street parade and stage production. Seeing the outstanding talent within our community was truly inspiring and proud moment for a Bethelian. I intend to work with the Village Council so we can also put Bethel right back at the top of the heritage spectrum. Bethel New Grange is unique, loaded with talent, and people so skilled that we can change our future for the better. We are about to take a bold step forward. A Skill Bank Foundation will be established, bringing together trained men and skilled women and men of our community. Listen how. This is not just a program. It's a movement to lift our living conditions and ease the daily struggles so many face on a day-to-day basis. Together, we can build stronger homes, better businesses, and a community where opportunity is not just a dream, but a reality. The refurbishment of the Bethel Community Center will restore it a safe, welcoming, and functional space for the entire community. It will provide a proper venue for youth programs, senior activities, community meetings, and cultural events, strengthening unity and improving the quality of life for residents. Fasten your seatbelts. The first class fight to a better tomorrow is leaving. And I want every one of you on board. Let us reclaim higher productivity, strengthen our local tourism, and rebuild a thriving economy right here in Bethel New Grange. Let's grow what we eat, boost agriculture, assist farmers with access roads and equipment. Within this electoral district, there are real examples of farmers who were given promises yet have not been able to benefit from access to agricultural lands, equipment, or proper marketing opportunities up to this day. On the point of marketing, educating farmers and entrepreneurs in social media marketing will boost sales for small businesses within our district. We will even look into subsidizing and making feed more reasonable for our farmers to access. Open market days will be introduced, whereby people within the district will have the opportunity to come out with produce and have them sold to Tobagonian households and retailers. Let's talk talk about Montgomery Field. Let's talk about Montgomery Field. And Montgomery Field is very dear to me because that is a place where a lot of our talented young persons have tried, and it is in a deplorable state. I want you to open your mind and envision a state-of-the-art sporting facility equipped with a digital scoreboard, a pavilion, a green bank stand, and vending hubs. Can you believe? Can you believe for a moment how beautiful that will be at Montgomery Junction? With a facility like this, we can expand on sport tourism, which would allow us to host sporting events and tournaments within our electoral district. Let's talk about sports and sports tourism. Follow me tonight, Egypt. Statistics have shown that sports bring people together. If you want to see people come out of the house and everybody have a nice time, keep an outing on the field. Play a little small goal. Play some cricket. Everybody come out in love. One another. Tonight, statistics have shown that sports brings people together. And Bethel Grange is a cornerstone of the island's rich sporting history. Tonight, I want to call out the names of some of the best old school players who have left their mark across various sports in our village. Don't get vexed with me, I'm calling some. And I want to highlight Mr. Storm tonight, because it's Mr. Storm who gave me this list. He told me that I'm the best.
You dig, you dig, you dig.
Look at ambulance. These are rented one, they say.
You dig, you dig, you dig.
Play something, Mr. DJ, by the time we have the rented ambulance in our midst here.
So we voting PNM.
We voting PNM. So we voting PNM.
So we voting PNM. So we voting PNM.
We voting PNM. So we voting PNM.
Vote for the Balize. Vote for the Balize. Move them out the way.
You dig.
Vote for the Balize. Vote for the Balize. Vote for the Balize. Move them out the way. This election coming, Tobago take warning. This election coming is a serious thing. Bali and the Sessa, going to make us suffer. Tobago and PNM, we have lots of.
Nothing can stop the Red Army tonight. Nothing. Nothing can stop we in Egypt tonight. Nothing. So I reach out to a man called Storm in the Bethel area, a sportsman. He tell me, giving me a list of what he think is the best that pass through. So don't vex with me. I just call in some because Bethel loaded with talent. Football, cricket, track and field, netball, and golf. Names in golf, we have names like Carlos Sexy Baines. We are Ricky Campbell. We are Chris McMillan. We are Samuel Kojo. And I'm my boy Michael Roberts.
Hear them.
I just saw me, let's take a little with golf. In netball, we are in national player turn national coach, Miss Kemba Duncan. Then we're going over to football. We are names like Tuffy. We are Tanana. We are Wendell Moore. We are Callie Hutchinson. Then we go over cricket. They said the man could have real play a cover drive. A man called Cranky come up on the hill up there. And then we go to basketball. They say Scooby was a big center, Trevor. Then you have men like Lincoln John Linky. Then he had me old man big clothes. Then he had Storm himself. And a man they call 𝐓𝐄. Them was basketball bosses. And I could call names 2 more pages, 3 more pages, 4 more pages. Because we in Bethel New Grange. And they loaded with talent. If the opportunities I just mentioned were accessible to them, many of these greats would have reached to the very top of sports. Their talent were undeniable, but the support and platforms were limited. Now we see a younger generation bursting with talent. They are hungry, they are skilled, and they are ready. It is our responsibility to prepare them to build a platform they need and to elevate their future so that Bethel New Grange can continue to produce champions. Not just in sport, but in life. Now I want to speak to the young people of this district. My loved ones, my brethren, my friends, thanks for being out here this evening. We appreciate you. I want you to know your worth. Know your worth. Because when you know your worth, you stop settling. When you know your worth, you stop shrinking. When you know your worth, you rise. This is not just about jobs, because we have 7,000 jobs prepared. This is about purpose. This is about direction. This is about renewing your mind. Too long, our young people have been made to feel unseen, unheard, and unimportant. Too long, you have been told you are not enough. But hear me clearly today. You were created with intention. You were born with purpose. And you were designed to matter. The People's National Movement, we are committed to building you from the inside out. Through youth counseling, skill training, and development programs. We will help you discover who you are, what you carry, and what God has placed inside of you. You are not forgotten. You are not a mistake. And you are not a statistic. Stop feeling like a statistic, brothers. For too much of years, we have sit on this junction and we feel, well, we done cast down or we done bad and nobody ain't care. Big dog here and I care.
You dig?
Big dog put up himself for service because I business about you. I love you. Bethel New Grange and my fellow villagers and brethren, I love you.
Hear them.
I understand your cry. I understand the ground. And I am here to fix it. We need to work together, go out and support this new journey. It's a new journey. It's not just about big meetings and rallies. It's a new journey. It's a new journey. And until you believe it is for yourself, we will keep reminding you. So many promises they made. You were promised infrastructure, better representation, better roads, and at the end of it all, those promises just remain promises. They never fix anything. Take a drive through Bethel, they start walls in different areas, they left them. They met people unemployed, they fire them. Go to Susuland. Everywhere you look in Tobago, it's unfilled promises. And that's not good enough. To the residents of New Providence, Riseland, I heard your cry. Yesterday made it a month without water. And I promise that I will use this platform to get your message out to the relevant authorities. The people of New Providence, Riseland, needs relief with their water. If no other part of this speech goes viral, I want this part to go viral. Every single house we knocked on in New Providence had no other problem than water. They went through Christmas, New Year's, all these nice holidays with no water. And I promise, in my power, I have this platform at the moment. With your support, I will be able to make more noise. So for now, I will use this platform to get it out there. Even in the village of Bethel, having months of water issues, and our representative was silent, still is silent. We need a voice. And that won't be scared to ring out your problems. You need a voice that will ring your problems out loud. No matter what crowd, no matter who thinks it makes sense, no matter who it matters to, I will ring your problems out loud.
You dig?
Hear them. Don't be scared, my dear friends. Sterling is here to make sure your voice is heard. I'm not here to make promises to you that I can't keep. I am here to work with you, listen to you, and hear your cries. Trust Sterling. Vote for a representative who knows your journey, has walked in your shoes, and is now ready to stand and fight for your future. Promises is not the way forward. Action is.
You dig? You respect that?
Standing on this platform and filling you up with hope is not the way forward. Keeping my word is. As the saying goes, fortune favors the brave. Many are called Miss Neva. But few are chosen. I was called by God's grace, and on the 12th of January, I will be chosen.
You respect that?
It's not about me. I don't know everything, but what I'm sure about, I bring commitment, I bring energy, and I bring determination. And with the people by my side, there is nothing Bethel New Grange we cannot do. Encourage all families, friends, well-wishers, and loved ones to go out and vote. Especially in this time of uncertainty. We need to take Tobago business into our hands. Allow Tobago funds to be spent on our island for our betterment, so that we can uplift our standard of living by prioritizing community development, better healthcare, improved education, upgraded sporting facilities, youth advancement, and cultural training. Bethel, Egypt Junction, shake up all yourself. The best person to represent you is standing right here in front of you. here ready to lead, ready to elevate. And the people I love so dearly, I'm ready to fix it for you. We have walked the road together, sat on this very block. We have sat on this very block, night after night together, with only big dreams. Every night we sit down, we say, boy, how we coming out of here? How we coming out? Let me sing some music. Let me start a business. Let me play a wappy. I'm being real. Because right here in Egypt here, is where the dreams begin. And now it's going to turn into a reality. Our future instantly has a chance to speak for us. Once we make the correct and pertinent decision to put Tobago first again. Rise as one. Stand with purpose. PNM people stand with purpose. Believe in yourself. The time is now. And the party is PNM. And your representative is Big Dog.
You did.
Time for it to turn up the scheme. Time for it to land a statement. And let it pack up the things and them from inside of it.
You did.
Don't worry about the sweat. When I start to turn up, that water's going. Don't worry.
You did.
Time for them to stop taking for granted. A real get to a youth step up with a real mission. And let me show them that we have power. And we come from good homes the same way. And we could run businesses the same way. And we could be entrepreneurs the same way. The same way. Bethel New Grange, we got this. Rise early with your families. Clear security. And stamp your boarding pass to a better tomorrow. And on the night of the 12th, when we conquer it all, and we rise up, and all who was home hiding poor on the red. Because trust me, it are some people that the political leader tell them, oh, let's stay home to keep all the work. But on the 12th, you have plenty of them going and pour on the red. That when people that say, wait, he was voting PNM. And we load up and we head for tongue. And Max London went up so. Carl done went up so. Sonny done beat them up so. Kamisha damaged them in Goodwood. And we come down again. And then Miller lock them up in tongue.
You did. You did.
And Gelbon kick them out in win. And baby volley them down in Plymouth. And the right guy let them know it's the right time. And then my boy Brian Harris damaged them on the hill. And then Big Dog level off things down in Bethel.
And then we go down on the west and we jump on the train. And I have this go and lick out what's down in Lambo. And we line up and we heading for tongue. And we on the ball in great. It's the People's National Movement. Great is our God. And we shall prevail.
The People's National Movement. Better new great. It's free time. New mission. It's a new way. A new season.
You respect that.
Red Army. Rise up and stamp it. So we voting PNM, we voting PNM, we voting PNM. We red till we end.
Respect that.
Get that in your end. PNM. So we voting PNM, we voting PNM, we voting PNM. We red till we end. And that's what I said. So if nobody broken promises what them give to we, and we want change and that them face it. We try them blues and them hypocrisy. Them chain way down so hurt them pussy. Still and Timothy at that me happy. We voting PNM done sign and seal. Until then it's done forward the trend. Moving forward we now look back for them. I say we voting PNM, we voting PNM, we voting PNM. We red till we dead. Get that in your head. PNM. So we voting PNM, we voting PNM, we voting PNM. We red till we dead. And that's what I said.
4 years pass, and we can't tell when last. We see TPP pass, vote them out fast. Put them in the back of the class, cause promises never last.
So we voting PNM, we voting PNM, we voting PNM. Get that in your head. That is what we done. PNM.
Better new great. Better. I said better. Well, if you didn't know, now you know. We not playing for slips in Bethel. The seat done gone. Bethel, join with me as we welcome the new representative for Bethel New Grange, Solan Timothy. You ready? And we're ready. All you see the passion tonight. All you see the fire tonight. Because when big man stand up in their home, they had to get on bad.
You dig.
Solan Timothy, the incoming assemblyman for Bethel New Grange. Let's say it again for him. Big dog. You see, we have a team that will deliver. I overheard a conversation tonight with a man with a tablet because he reading the script that he handlers down in Trinidad give him, saying that he going to create 4,000 jobs from building house. They take 4 years and build 4 houses. How you getting 4,000 jobs in that? They're too wicked. Where are they getting them jobs from? Where Calvin? What Whitey say when we ask him how you build it? Watch me work like he working in secret. He built 4 bus shed. 4 bus shed. That could create 4,000 jobs. Tobago, don't let these people lie to all you. We not taking fool again. There is the old saying, fool me once, shame on me, but fool me twice. Only any man. Fool me once, shame on.
Selection time.
But fool me twice, shame on me. And we not shame again. Tonight, join with me. I want you bounce like this. Bounce like this. Bounce like this. Let me see your voting finger in the air. And you bounce like this. Bounce, 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 bounce. Yeah, because we're going to bring on the man who will lead this team of 15 candidates. The man who is ready to put Tobago first again. The man who not making joke. The man who at the front of the battle. The man who understands the vision. He walking through the crowd. What is his name? Ansel. What is his name? Ansel. What's his name? Ansel. 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 K. Dennis. Bombs. 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 Put your finger in the air. Here we go.
March out, Ansel, march out, you the man, I go take my talk with the them song they start, when me say them song they start, so vote PNM today. Ansel, I go play games, no time. Him ready up enough, fight, so YTP still a try, fight. Ansel not in the talk, him I go fix every word for back. From Cudla Hall, right back to Mason Hall. Ask Gracie about it, him nasty. No feel PNM comfy, catch kicks. A 4 years, them get dark and they waste it. So me just a sing back to basics. 4 PNM today. Ansel now go play games, no time. Him ready up enough, fight. So why people still a try, fight. PNM, you respect PNM. PNM, vote for PNM. PNM, PNM.
Who you voting for?
PNM, PNM. PNM, PNM, vote for PNM. PNM, PNM, PNM.
Egypt Junction, good evening. You're looking red and you're looking ready. And it seems like we have another roadblock in Bethel tonight. Permit me to recognize the minority leader and our candidate for Darrell Spring Wim, and who will continue to be the assemblyman for Darrell Spring Wim come January the 12th, Assemblyman Kelvin Morris. Chairman of the Tobago Council of the PNM, Mr. Larry Paul, and other members of the Tobago Council Executive, distinguished candidates, and I want to specially recognize your young, powerful candidate for Bethel, New Grange, the big man himself, the big dog, Sterling Timothy. And of course, you, the members and supporters of the Red Brigade, good evening. And in case you did not know, apart from the hundreds gathered here on Egypt Junction, we have over 1,000 people viewing this meeting online this evening. And I want to start by telling you that once upon a time in the political history of Tobago, the PNM could not come to Egypt Junction to keep a meeting. Back in those days, we had to come in, set up quickly, keep a 5-minute meeting, and run out of Bethel. Because if we stayed more than 5 minutes, it used to be eggs, it used to be jeering, and it used to be people running us out of this community of Bethel. But here we are on the night of January the 3rd, 2026, and we are witnessing what is the biggest political meeting on Egypt Junction in the history of the PNM in Tobago. And I want all of you to give yourselves a round of applause.
You dig, you dig, you dig, you dig.
But as we have been going throughout this campaign, of course, we started with some community conversations indoors, where you, the people of the districts, and the people of Tobago by extension, had an opportunity to interact with your candidates in a unique way. And from the start of the outdoor meetings, where we started with a series of caravans, and then we had our first platform meeting, and here we are now in Egypt Junction, Bethel, and it is clear to all of us, and it is clear to the people of Tobago and Trinidad and Tobago, that the PNM has the momentum, and the PNM has the superior campaign, and the writing is on the wall. And therefore, I want to announce to you, the people of Tobago, tonight, just as the prophet Elijah said to King Ahab, I hear the abundance of rain. And I'm saying to you that after 4 years of dry season, after 4 years of drought, after 4 years of suffering, after 4 years of victimization, redemption draweth nigh in 9 days' time. But of course, this election is about big, bold, red, which we're calling the big deal, versus the blueprint. And as I've been doing on every platform, I want to tell you, the people of Tobago, some of our plans for you, the people of Tobago, towards a bright and prosperous future for every Tobagonian. Because recently, the Tobago People's Partnership unveiled to you, the people of Tobago, a blueprint. And one of the commitments they gave to you, the people of Tobago, is that they will give $500 per month for every baby made from, I think, the month of February. They are so bereft of ideas. They are so out of touch with the reality and the realities faced by the people of Tobago on the ground, that they can come to you and say to you that if you make a baby, you're going to get $500 per month. And it says to me, and it should say to you as well, that they are short-sighted, out of touch, bereft of ideas, and they lack any semblance of vision for you, the people of Tobago. Because I want to tell you, if that program is to start in February, will it also benefit babies born this month, or December, or last October? Because the plan is to give this grant, or whatever it is called, and I want to say it sounds very familiar, because leading up to another election, Mrs. Kamla Persad-Bissessar promised the people of Trinidad and Tobago a baby grant. And you, the people of Trinidad and Tobago, did not fall for that in 2015, and you voted the People's Partnership out. Notwithstanding the baby grant promise, notwithstanding the toys and the hampers and the copybooks with Kamla face on it, and the hampers and even the bags that the groceries were in had Kamla Persad-Bissessar's face on it, notwithstanding all of that. And I remember they came to Tobago and they went to the stadium and they gave out thousands of toys to Tobagonians. And when they saw water more than flour, they came to you and said to you, we will give every child a baby grant. And I think it was the same $500. And of course, the people of Trinidad and Tobago told them to take their baby grant and come out of office. And therefore, it is not surprising to me that the Tobago People's Partnership, advised and controlled by the UNC, is coming to you now to tell you, make a baby and get $500 per month. What could $500 per month do when it comes to taking care of a baby? Because the Chief Secretary may not know, because he have one. And I can tell you that I have 3. And therefore I know better than he that $500 per month cannot take care of any baby. And in fact, I want to tell you that just like they promised the 10,000 ex gratia that they are yet to deliver to you, the people of Tobago, this promise of a $500 baby grant is a comfort to fools. Because the question remains, how will that be implemented? Because they are saying to you that it will start from birth up to 5 years old, as if the responsibility for a child ends at 5 years old. In fact, the older the child gets is the more expensive they become to mind. And therefore, when we in the PNM sat and we looked at the Tobago situation, of course we took into consideration the low birth rate. And we have to accept and acknowledge that in fact the population of Tobago is a little too small. And therefore, we came to an understanding that there are 4 main things that make Tobagonians, especially our women, very apprehensive when it comes to having children or having more children. Number 1 is the issue of housing and shelter. Number 2 is the issue of childcare cost, especially education. Number 3 is employment or unemployment and underemployment. And number 4 is, of course, the high cost of living. And those are the factors that prevent some Tobagonians from getting into this thing called parenthood and taking on that additional responsibility. And in order to solve that, it requires more than a $500 per month baby grant. And in fact, if that is all they are prepared to offer, I am saying to you, the people of Tobago, that they have lost the plot and they have absolutely no clue on how to take this island forward. And they presented you with all the evidence of that over the last 4 years. But in case you did not believe, and in case you did not get the message, then that proposal should indicate to you that they are totally out of touch with the realities. And therefore, it is our commitment as the next PNM administration to ensure that we create programs and we engage in policies and strategies to treat with this thing of the low birth rate here in Tobago. And in the area of housing, it is our intention to totally transform the programs available in the division of settlements. Number 1, for Tobagonians purchasing land on the open market, as long as the value of the land is $500,000 or less, and as long as they are purchasing land for the first time, they will benefit from a subsidy of 50% from the Tobago House of Assembly. And what that means is that if you as a Tobagonian, and it's in the big deal for those of you who did not read it as yet. So if you as a Tobagonian, you currently don't have land, but you have the means to face the open market, and you identify a parcel of land for, let's say, $400,000 as the real value, you could come to the THA, and as long as a Tobagonian you qualify for that program, we in the THA will pay $200,000, and you, the Tobagonian, will pay the other $200,000. In addition to that, we know that many Tobagonians own land but are unable to build because you can't find the money to build. or you're not qualified for a mortgage based on your salary, based on your job situation, so you are unable to build. I'm saying to you that for those of you who find yourself in that situation, there is a program for you too. Because if you have land and you fall into the category of the working class, which is based on a certain salary limit, we are saying to you that you can approach the THA, bring in your land documents, and we will even give you a free plan for a home valued at around $750,000. And not only that, all you have to do is demonstrate to the THA that you are able to qualify for a mortgage of 50% of that amount. And we in the Tobago House of Assembly will finance the other 50%. In addition to that, we are saying through that same Build on Your Land program, if you have your own land and you fall within the category of vulnerable, meaning that your salary is under a particular threshold, we will give you the plan and we will construct a home for you at the expense of the Tobago House of Assembly in total at a value of around $250,000 to $300,000. So in other words, if you're vulnerable and you have your land, the THA will construct your home for free of charge. And for those of you who have homes, but your roof leaking, or you're still using an outside toilet, or the step breaking down, or you're getting down in age and you need a railing to hold on in the bathroom, or a railing to get into your yard properly because it is presenting a danger to you. We have evaluated the current circumstances and we recognize firstly that the $15,000 home improvement grant is woefully insufficient, because most times the money needed to repair your home and to make you comfortable is actually more than the $15,000. And the other frustrating part is that I have met a lot of people who apply for the grant, get the first check for $7,500, spend the $7,500, take the documentation and the receipts back into the THA, and 4 years pass. In some cases, 5 years pass, and they're still waiting for the second half of the money. And I'm saying to you, the people of Tobago, that we will put an end to that frustration. Because firstly, we will increase the threshold available to Tobagonians to repair their homes from $15,000 up to a maximum of $100,000. And we are saying that you will not even be required to go through this grant situation, because what we will do is identify a cadre of small contractors in every single community. And I will use Bethel as an example, because let's say we can identify 5 contractors here. We will identify them, 5 small ones, and I am hoping that some of the very young men that Sterl and Timothy spoke here tonight are putting their house in order to register their companies so that they can get into the same kind of entrepreneurship that Sterland spoke about. So we will identify them, pre-qualify them, and every single home in Bethel that requires repairs, you will come to the THA, the Division of Settlements, apply for the program. We will send out the engineers. They will evaluate your projects. They will cost your projects. And we in the THA will tender those projects, identify the contractors from right here, and send them to do the work for you. And the work will be completed in 6 months or less. So you no longer have to wait go through all the bureaucracy, apply for a home improvement grant, collect 7,500, spend the 7,500. If you look sharp, the work money, you get to do the job, rip you off, because poor you don't know anything about construction or project management. So instead of you get $7,500 in work, you probably got $1,000 in work, and then you come to the THA and you have to wait 5 whole years in some cases while your roof's still leaking, you're still falling down on your back step, and your grandmother still in danger. In addition to that, of course, we will continue with the usual program of building homes for Tobagonians. But we are saying that we will focus mostly on low-income homes that the average Tobagonian can actually afford. In addition to that, we will partner with the Tobago private sector and land developers here in Tobago to ensure that they develop lands. And when they develop lands, we in the THA will identify suitably qualified persons from our housing list, and of course they can benefit from the 50% subsidy arrangement that I just discussed. And I'm saying to you that through those programs, we will have a situation where hundreds of Tobagonians who currently have no path towards owning their own home will be able to do so under the next PNM Tobago House of Assembly administration. So that is housing. The other thing that dents the confidence of people in starting families is unemployment or underemployment. And when you check out our big, bold, red vision for Tobago that we're calling the big deal, you will see in there that we have a credible plan to create 7,000 jobs on this island. And of course, the Lion King told you recently that we did not tell you how we're going to create those jobs. So let me tell you again, because I told you before. Number one, in the tourism sector, because the next PNM THA is going to be a serious administration. Because for the last 4 years, you had a jokey one who were only interested in stamping their passports, flying first class, drinking wine on the plane, and going all over the globe at your expense and bringing back absolutely nothing for your benefit. And I'm saying to you that the next PNM THA, whenever we hop on a plane to travel, it will be to pursue investment on your behalf, especially for the tourism sector. Because I've said to you that we will construct the new cruise ship village. We will construct the Scarborough Waterfront Center. We will do a number of green, beautified social spaces on the island. We will do the boardwalk in Charlottesville. We will do the West Side Strip down at Crown Point. We will establish the Sky Cable Car from Milford Road Esplanade up to Fort King George. We will establish a number of projects, but most of them will require something called public-private partnership. So we will pursue those investments, and we will develop the tourism sector in a way that will allow us to create approximately 2,000 jobs in the tourism sector. Agriculture. I spoke to you before about the farmland development program and all the opportunities that we can create through food production. Because currently, and let me take this opportunity to warn you that come election day, there will be no cargo boat available to you, the people of Tobago. And I hope you are paying attention. And when there is no cargo boat, because of the way how we currently operate in Tobago, and because for the last 4 years nothing was done to further our agriculture initiatives, nothing was done to ensure that we could produce more food, And I can tell you that come election day, when the boat gone, if we don't have a replacement, then Tobago will be under pressure. And in fact, because again, the Chief Secretary for the last 6 months, since April, is suddenly playing that he is the biggest dumb dog in Jerusalem. All of a sudden, he get pip. All of a sudden, he turn kunumuno. All of a sudden, he turn bebe and momo. And therefore, I want to ask Mrs. Kamla Prasad Bisesa on his behalf, because apparently he afraid to ask on behalf of the people of Tobago. So I want to ask the Prime Minister on the Chief Secretary's behalf and on the behalf of the people of Tobago, what will happen after January the 12th when the cargo boat leaves? Have we identified a replacement? What is the capacity of the replacement? When will the replacement vessel be available to be utilized by the people of Tobago? Because I can tell you, 2 weeks without a cargo vessel being able to sail will mean empty supermarket shelves. It will mean some of you will have no bread in your house because you stopped baking and you're depending on the kiss truck. And it will also mean that we don't even have tomatoes and lettuce and so forth here in Tobago. So we want to know, where is the replacement cargo vessel? And if Fali are afraid to ask, I am asking tonight on behalf of the people of Tobago. So of course, through food production, we will create an additional 1,500 jobs in the construction sector. Our opponents are telling you that they will create 6,000 jobs in the construction sector. And they're bold-faced enough and lied enough to tell you that they could miraculously create 4,000 jobs through housing alone. And I want you to pay attention to that. Because in the last term, they built only 4 half houses. And to create 4,000 jobs through building 4 houses, it will mean that each house will have to create 1,000 jobs. So if their track record is 4 homes per term or 1 house per year, how is it that they are telling you that they will create 4,000 jobs through the housing sector? But I'm saying to you that we in the PNM, our track record has been job creation. Our track record has been economic development. And when you compare that to the track record of the Tobago People's Partnership, they have fired and dismissed over 500 Tobagonians from the Tobago House of Assembly. They have destroyed every major contractor in the Tobago construction sector, costing you, the people of Tobago, 1,500 jobs in the process. And therefore, if their track record is taking away jobs, then I am sure you, the people of Tobago, are smart enough to tell them where to get off with that foolish promise that they're going to create 6,000 jobs in the construction sector. But of course, we in the PNM, we are going to do 2 things, 2 very simple things. We will develop a procurement policy and implement it, which will ensure that every single major project where the capacity is in Tobago and where we have the talent in Tobago to do it must be done by a contractor from Tobago. And in case the capacity resides outside of Tobago, and that will only happen in very few situations, and if we have to bring in a contractor from outside of Tobago, that contractor will be required by that policy to subcontract to Tobago contractors and to employ 99% Tobagonians on those projects. And that will be the policy, that will be the law
under the next PNM Tobago House of Assembly administration. And therefore, that is why we can come to you this evening and say that we intend to put Tobago first again. Because when we put Tobago first, when we put the interests of Tobagonians first, it will mean that more Tobagonians will have access to lands. It will mean more Tobagonians will be able to build their own homes. It will mean that more Tobagonians will have access to decent paying jobs. And of course, the other two things that prevents people from having more children, as I said before, is the high cost of living and the high cost of educating and taking care of children. And I can say to you that under the PNM, because today we had a particular secretary in Plymouth by Bethesda Junction playing flag woman, fighting for flags, pulling down PNM flags. And I want to say to the band in Bethel Redemption Song Setters that if you need a flag woman, one will be available come January the 12th. So she's playing flag woman. But while she's there fighting for flags, she did not fight for your children who got thrown out of universities because the scholarship vote had no money. She did not fight for your children who are sitting in hot classrooms without air condition and who have to go out to schools on September morning with schools operating as construction sites because they started the school repair program late. She did not fight for the differently abled children to construct a school for them. She did not fight for the children of Scarborough Secondary School to construct a school for them. But there she is across in Bethesda fighting to put up flags and asking people if she afraid them. Well, I want to tell she that we not afraid of she.
You dig, you dig, you dig, you dig.
And therefore, I want to say to the people of Plymouth that when we put Akil Guy or Karen Forbes as the secretary in charge of education, then the fight will not be about flags and the fight will not be about contracts for boyfriends, but the fight will be about your children and putting them in safe schools and giving them the necessary support to ensure that they can go to university and come home with their degrees. That is what the fight will be about. So I'm saying to you that under the next PNM-THA, you will not have to worry about educating your children. Because of course, thanks to Patrick Manning, you have GATE. And then in Tobago, thanks to Orville London, you have the DATAS program. And while this administration siphoned all the money from the DATAS program vote to the traveling vote to ensure that they could travel the globe to the cost of $25 million, we will ensure as a Tobago House of Assembly administration that we make available to that vote no less than $20 million per year to finance the tertiary education of your children. And I want to say to you, because we are not against giving vulnerable people some level of support. And while we don't support this $500 baby grant, we are saying to you, the people of Tobago, that in cases where mothers and other Tobagonians who are not even mothers are vulnerable and facing heavy weather and are under pressure, that we will ensure that through the Department of Social Services, you receive the necessary support at no less than $1,000 per month. And finally, let's talk about the cost of living
Because, of course, in the THA, while we don't have much control over the overall economic development of the country, there are things that the Tobago House of Assembly can do to ensure that we can make food prices a little lower. And one of those things that we can do is produce more food. Because if we produce more food in Tobago, it will mean that we will have to bring up less food from Trinidad. And I want to say to you as well, that will also mean, it will also mean that we will reverse that trend of food coming to Tobago from Trinidad and make it into a situation where food leaves Tobago and go to Trinidad. And when we do that, and we can get to the point of a fully sustainable food system, then that will automatically result in us here in Tobago paying less for some of the things that we consume here. So, as I close, I want to say to you, PNM people especially, that these large crowds that we are having from WIM, from Plymouth, previous meetings as well, and now in Bethel, cannot ensure that we put Tobago first again. In order to ensure that we put Tobago first again, you must first come to the acceptance that for the last 4 years, you have been last. Your children have been last. Your grandparents have been last. And let me talk about grandparents, because all of us know the story of the ambulances, where $18 million was spent to buy 12 ambulances at $1.5 million per piece. And I was happy. I was happy when I saw one of the best ambulances available on the market pass through here this evening. Because that ambulance was also available, that model and that brand was available for the Tobago House of Assembly to purchase. And as Kelvin told you earlier, at a price of $700,000 for one. Instead of doing that, they went quite to India to buy a brand that none of us ever heard of. We know about Force. I think we used to have a brand of shoes in the past when I was small. Was it Force or Flames? I can't remember what it was. But we never hear about Force ambulance yet. But they're trying to force some broken, some damaged, some old, some rusty ambulances down your throat. And I was happy when a proper ambulance passed here. And I want to say to you, the people of Tobago, that when you vote for the next PNM administration, we will get back your $18 million from the pockets of those that stole it, and we will purchase 18 proper ambulances for you, the people of Tobago, to utilize. Because that one that passed would, of course, half the price. And I'm happy somebody telling us and reminding me to tell you that they rented that. So they couldn't buy it. They prefer to buy nonsense. They prefer to buy scrap iron from quite India. But they come in here to now rent proper ambulances at an additional cost of $8 million so far. So we spent $26 million and we don't have a proper ambulance service. And I want to say to you, the people of Tobago, what that means, because some of you don't understand. Because the reality is that if somebody falls sick home in their house this evening or early in the morning at 2 a.m., that 5 minutes or even 10 minutes can make the difference between life and death. And I heard 𝐓𝐇𝐄 telling the people of Belgarden, Glamorgan, that faith without works is dead. But I also want to say to the people of Tobago that faith can kill you because of her recklessness, because of her corruption, because of the fact that we don't have proper ambulances, and you can fall sick early in the morning and lay down home in your house waiting for 3 hours and an ambulance will never come. And any Tobagonian, because I suspect it has happened already and we just don't know, but any Tobagonian who have died waiting on an ambulance or who could not get urgent medical attention and died as a result, I am saying to you that their death is squarely on the shoulders of this Tobago House of Assembly administration. And therefore I'm saying to you, as I said before, that I hear the sound of the abundance of rain. And whenever there is a drought and the rain comes, it means the opportunity for a new beginning. It means the opportunity for growth. It means the opportunity to take back all that was stolen from the people of Tobago. So I'm saying to you to prepare yourselves. Prepare yourselves, because 9 days to come and your redemption draweth nigh. 9 days to come, and it will be time for you to exact revenge on those that victimize you, on those that destroy this island, on those that destroy this Tobago economy. And I'm saying to you that when you go to the polls on January the 12th, and you vote for your PNM candidate across all 15 electoral districts, especially tonight in Bethel New Grange, to elect Sterl and Timothy, we will all go up to Scarborough and we'll be able to say that we saved Tobago, and we saved our children, and we saved our heritage as Tobagonians, and great is our island, great is our people, great is the PNM, and we shall prevail.
PNM. Only selection time. Big time. March out. I hear the people that want to know. All the people. All the man. PNM. Vote PNM. PNM. Vote PNM. 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 Vote PNM. 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 March out and say march out, you the people them want them not go take no talk when other party talk. Them song they start, when me say them song they start. So vote PNM today. Hansil not go play games no time. Him ready up enough fight, so YTP still a try fight. Hansil not inna the talk, him a go fix every road fi walk. From Cudla Hall, right back to Mason Hall. Ask Quasi about it, him nasty. No feel PNM come fi catch kicks. A 4 years them get dark and them waste it. So me just a sing have to waste it.
Thank you, DJ. Ansel K. Dennis. Let's hear it for the next Chief Secretary of the Tobago House of Assembly, Mr. Ansel K. Dennis. A brilliant team who will put Tobago first again. Ladies and gentlemen, as we close this evening, let me invite you to our next meeting on Monday. Somebody say Monday. What would be sure is that the fire that has been lit and has been burning is going to burn even brighter on Monday as we gather in Mason Hall, right next to Gem Supermarket, by that car park. And let me tell you something. You see how Mason Hall down in a kind of valley there? The place that's be a little cold? Monday night, Mason Hall will be on fire! So I want you to come out in your red. Call your family, call your friends. Bring your auntie, your uncle, your grandmother, your children friend. And let me come out Monday and give Kwesi the Veens that support as we continue in that last leg, in that last push to put Tobago first again. Ladies and gentlemen, have a wonderful night. Reach home safe. There is food. Somebody say food. There is food at the campaign office just down the road. feel free to partake. Mr. DJ, bring that
Putting Tobago first again, From the Lafayette to Crown Point Shore, Tobago rising even more. We faced the storm, we took the test. Now we're coming back with our very best. We built the schools, the roads, the ground. In every village, progress found. We learned, we grew, we took a stand. Now we're moving with a brand new plan. Put Tobago first again. Let progress start again. From Roxborough to Scarborough, we're building back our tomorrow. From Belgarden to Banaccord, hope restored in one accord. A new mandate, a stronger hand, putting Tobago first again. 10,000 jobs, a future bright. Homes for families, a better life. We kept the faith through every fight. Now the vision shining light. Hospitals standing proud and tall. Community centers for one and all. From fishing bays to farmers' hands, we gave new hope across the land. We're moving forward, not looking back. A new direction, right on track. A vibrant leader, bold and wise. With Ansel Dennis, watch us rise. A brand new team with heart and might to lead Tobago to the light. Stronger together, hand in hand, we're building on this sacred land. Put Tobago first again. Let progress start again. From Roxborough to Scarborough, we're building back our tomorrow. From Belgarden to Banaccord, hope restored in one accord. A new mandate, a stronger hand, putting Tobago first again.
Vote for the Balize, vote for the Balize, move them out the way. Vote for the Balize, vote for the Balize, vote for the Balize, move them out the way. This election coming, Tobago take warning. This election coming is a serious thing. Bali and the Sessa going to make us suffer. Tobago and TNM, we have a surprise for them. You can't trust Fali, leader of TPP. You can't trust Fedi, she cuss everybody. You can't trust Zorisha, she just a poser. If we have to deal with them,